The rock, paper, scissors event is back. I mean, this event is one of the hardest that you can see overall to calculate whether it's worth it, how it's worth it, and in fact, even if it's worth it, the variance is gonna be huge. It's massive. So let's see how the event is played. First of all, you can get up to 8, well, exactly 8 missions. You complete the 8 missions. It shouldn't be hard unless you're one of the weaker players who has trouble with the campaign. Because for me the campaign is just a click. I've already done it, or a couple of clicks. Reset, okay, collect the Heavencast stones, and then okay, ignore the buffs, and that's it. And sometimes I can get, let's say, extra effort. So it's like a half a minute thing. But for some of you, it's a bit more complicated because up to level 90, you need to fight real fights. And if you lose, be careful. What you need to do, you can do 2 things. Number 1, you need to fight exactly 12 battles and reset every single day. As soon as you get to the 12th battle, let's say the 3rd one, 4th one, 5th one, don't even auto sweep, just fight those battles until you can. Then stop for the day and then fight the rest. This way you may skip just one mission. And the second thing, you may ask your guildmates to lower their defense in the arena, because their arena formation determines the formation here in the campaign. This is just a side note, that's just for experience from previous iterations. And then you set up a system to trade these cards. Basically, we all have this kind of a system. And then you get a couple of opportunities to play this rock, paper, scissors. Every single day you purchase one. That's the daily limit. That's just one card. And then I'll show you what happens. There is Angel and Devil reward. The only difference between the two on the surface is that you either get divination vouchers or treasure hunt permits as a surprise gift. That seems to be the only difference, but I'm not sure about the probabilities. Developers, please, in the European Union, it is important to add probabilities to these things, especially if there are packages to be purchased in exchange for real currency. Very important. Probabilities are important. I'm just reverse engineering the probabilities, and let's see how this works. So I assume that these probabilities are the same. I don't have time to measure this. I just went with the devil one because of the treasure hunt permits. That's what I always do, because it's valued higher than divination vouchers. You should do this too, except if it's a treasure hunt, or not a treasure hunt, a divination event that is coming quite soon. And you know about it. I have no idea when it's coming, possibly in 3 weeks. So for this reason I select devil. Here, this, according to my opinion, this doesn't matter which one. You either win, which means the opponent gives you this, or you lose, which means that they wrap a paper, or it's a tie. In case of a tie, 2 things can happen: a regular reward and a surprise reward. And that's what you do. I'm not gonna record the results, I'll just show you the mechanics. So this is a loss. That's one of the things that you get. Skill improvement, fine. Let's see another one. This is another loss. Now, it's starting really badly, maybe that's because of the recording. That's a tie. You see? It's really not promising so far. Numbers are a lot better than this, actually. Another loss. Numbers are indeed better, and this is the first win. We got a 3rd generation hero token. You know what I value this 3rd generation hero token right now? 0. I'll show you why. 1 hero, 2nd hero, 3rd hero, 4th hero. Sure, I can get a 5th one in exchange for hero attack, hero defense plus adjutant skills. But what's the probability that I'm not gonna get it sooner than later? I can already build 3 teams with this. So at this stage, the value of yet another 3rd generation hero token out of 5 is quite close to 0, let alone that in the inventory I already have some tokens. But anyway, this counts as a win. But the event is better than this, actually. So it's really not showing how good the event is in reality or how bad. I got 2 more losses. Amazing. And that's it. And then I can purchase these things in exchange for diamonds. 1200, 2100. This gives you 10, and this gives you 5. You can lose all 10, by the way, with meaningless rewards. Just saying. So I'm gonna make a purchase, this 10 NERPAC, and I'll show you why only one purchase. The reason is that you're supposed to get the 400 XP in exchange for the purchase, and then you don't have to do anything else for the day. And the 30 artifact essence worth 150 diamonds. Now, the event lasts for 6 days. So if you don't purchase this, then you're leaving, well, for the remaining 5 days, 750 diamonds on the table if you purchase everything all at once. Up to 750. So I'll show you 10 more, and then we'll go into the numbers, because I'm prepared with quite a lot of things. So let's see. Same thing, 10 times. See, another useless third generation token. And some star souls. And the third generation token. And this is a special reward. The probability of this is approximately 1 in 15. 6.67%. According to my measurements. Now, it doesn't mean that the special rewards are uniform. They are by far not uniform. And you get it with a tie, by the way. So that's a loss. I'm quite good with treasure hunt permits, it seems. A tie reward is Astro Silver. That's another loss. This is one of the worst that I can see, basically, in terms of running. And that's it. I'm done with my 17. I will get like 2 more once I complete all the missions and get the other card a bit later. In the evening round, we already have our peers to trade with. Now, this is it. That's how you play. One thing I didn't say is that evidently for the 20-year pack, you get the 10 treasure hunt permits. This is the most important thing. Spell scrolls are not bad either. This is like a random thing that you convert, and this is another random thing that you convert. So, given that, if you break the bank in the illusory reshaping, as some of my guildmates say as well, in that case, you will have like hundreds of these. So it's useless. But it's mainly the treasure hunt permits, and these may be valued at 10 diamonds each or 20. Anyway, that's the first one. The second one is a bit more interesting: Divination Voucher and Void Mithril. The rest can be ignored. The third one is the most interesting of all, because you get 5... No, actually that's not interesting, just third generation hero token selection. For these same 5 heroes, value is close to 0, and 2 regular orange battle scar essences. Fine. The fourth one is this one. This is a 3.5 generation hero token. That's the first ever time that it's happening. And that's the first 5 tokens, and you'll need to collect 25 more later. And then you'll get a Korita, Sinka, or Labeta. It's kind of unfair against Inferno Fortress, because they don't have anyone in here. And it's kind of unfair towards Stronghold Cove, because they don't have anyone in here either. No Harek, no Khalid. That's tough. Now, this can be reached even if you don't have 3 trading partners, without spending any money. This cannot be reached no matter what. What you can get is a box where you have like either 3 Sword of the Gods components or a lot of other things. You can select one of them. And these are rare orange battle scar essences. And basically that's it. The price for it is, as far as I remember, is $15 plus European VAT if you're in Europe. But more on this later. So this is definitely a paid one. Now, what is worth, what is not worth? You're gonna get, and let me make it like 200%. You're gonna get 18 tickets from the missions, up to 18 from swapping, 6 on spending 6 diamonds per day, 10 for the 2100 packs, and 5 for the 1200 packs. So essentially, the unit price for this is 210, and the unit price for this is 120 divided by 5, which is 240. So per rock, paper, scissors. Evidently, if you lose, I'll show you what's going on. What is it? Tie lost. So 100 dragon blood isn't. It's just an SSR unit, like one SSR unit. It's not gonna be worth it. Not even this one in exchange for this diamond. So the loss is not good. For the tie, this is not good either. We have enough gem casters, I guess. So the value of this is 0. The value of this is 880 divided by 5. So it's essentially 88 plus 88 times 2, which is 176. 176 per unit. It's not bad, but you pay more for it no matter what. So if it's a tie, you have 1/3 of a chance to get 176 value, which is not that good if you see this. So it's like you get 60 back out of this loss. So if you lose or if it's a tie, then this is what you get back. And regarding the victory, it's gonna be this. So 5 Eternity Adamants or 10 Eternity Adamants. These are the chances. 4 Treasure Hunt Permits. 2 of this is quite frequent, the generation 3 tokens. This is the Star Souls, 16. This is the 3 of this gives you the red holy emblem. Basically, that's the idea. And meteorites were not mentioned anywhere. That's interesting, but it's also available. And these are the chances. And how often do you win? Out of 30, every second is gonna be a victory. Every 6th is gonna be a loss. So out of 30, you lose 5 times. 8 ties and 2 surprises. That's what I've concluded, because like in case of a tie, this is the probability. In case of a surprise, this is a probability. In case of a victory, that's the probability. And in case of a loss, that's the probability. So you see the probabilities here enclosed. And what you're shooting for is the hero armor, which is like, I think it's 6.67%, so 1/15. The sample size warrants it. The sample size is like 217 at the moment. It will increase most likely, but it's quite close to like good enough pattern matching that I can say with a relatively high confidence that it's 1/15, which is 6.67%, the surprise. But if we check out the surprise prices, that's a tie surprise, you either get 1666 diamonds, we got it like 4 times in total, Orange Holy Emblem, which is a completely useless thing at the moment because you get it from the emblem chart anyway. Well, actually not completely useless, but it's lower value than its original price, 1400 diamonds. At this stage, it's definitely lower value. You can pick any of the emblems that you want, but at this stage, it's not a necessity anymore. You have Endless Inferno. You have that second version of Endless Inferno with 3 teams after you pass level 160. So altogether, this is not a priority. I would not value this 1400 diamonds, even though the equivalent holy emblems can be purchased for 1400 diamonds. So this is not a surprise thing. I'm not more happy to see this than when I see this generation 3 token at this stage. These are valuable things when it's the first one. But in economics, you have the concept of marginal utility. What is marginal utility? You have your first water in a desert and you're really thirsty, you would give a lot of money to it. But as soon as you're, let's say, in a place where water is abundant and you were forced to drink already 5 liters of water or like 1.25 gallons of water, depending on your language, and you're offered another glass of water, how much would you pay for it? 0. So I'm kind of saturated with these orange holy emblems at this stage. And then we got 1 armor in total. Only 1 armor. Just think about that. And 4 treasure hunt pyramids. So unfortunately it's on a different page, but anyway. You see that 4, 5, 1, and 4. Now I've calculated what this means in terms of probabilities. If we were all very unlucky, and this means 7 accounts, if you're also extremely unlucky, then this would mean that the distribution, despite the evident mismatches, is even, that you get 1 times this, 1 times this, 1 times this, 1 times this. Under that condition, the probability is 1.67%, which is 1 out of 60. It's evident because 1 out of 15 you get 1 pick, and you get 4 picks in total, so it's 1 out of 60. This is very, very unlikely that it happens. Possible, but still kind of unlikely, the data don't warrant it, that we weight this one, the treasure hunt pyramids, this one and this one with 3x. It's kind of unlikely as well, because the reality is like 4 to 5x. Then the probabilities are 0.67%, so 1 out of 150, and this one is like 0.51%, 1 out of 200. And if you weight it with 5x, and there is no pity system as far as we can see. Pity system means that you're guaranteed to get something. If you weight it 5x, because it may happen that we were actually lucky, not unlucky, but lucky, then this would mean that 5 units here, 5, 5, 5, it's 15, and this is the 16th one. So in this case, what would happen is you have the 0.0067, just 0.067 times, 1 and divided by 16. And this is gonna be the percentage, 0.42%. That's like really, really horrible. And if you take the reciprocal of this, 1 over this, then you see that's approximately 1 out of 240 times. It may happen as well. So it's basically a crapshoot for this hero armor. This is based on the data, this is the most probable. Or wait, which one is the most probable? 1, 4, 4, 5. No, in that case, yeah, the fourth. This one is the most probable. That you get a 0.51% chance. 1 out of 200. So given that you have approximately 87, if you do everything properly, chances are that you won't see a hero armor on your account at the end. Now, if you purchase stuff, then you may increase your chances slightly, but it is still very likely that you won't see a hero armor. And regarding the paid packs, you get 87 tickets for free if you do everything perfectly. And the next reward is 100 tickets. One of this is an artifact component chest. Other one is the orange battle scar, rare orange. The third one is useless for our perspective, because by now you should have hundreds of thousands of stuff, talent potions. So the way to purchase this is you take the daily one, sweetener. If you don't, in that case, you have to end up like paying, I think, $4 more at the end. So you take these $1 packs, and in exchange for that you get 60 diamonds plus 6 tickets. You take the $4 packs one time, you get 2 tickets, and you take the $10 pack, it's 5 tickets. And altogether it's $15 plus European VAT, because in Europe not much is free. You need to have extra bureaucracy, extra taxes, extra everything. So obvious. What is the value? I will calculate, well, close to worst case value, which is like artifact. I value them 9,000 to 27,000 diamonds. Why is that? Because 1,800 essence, artifact essence, cost 9,000 diamonds. You can value it at a discount if you prefer. So you can say 7,000, you can say 6,000. I have no idea. This is a really pessimistic valuation for rare orange battle scar essence, because if you go to the web shop, marketplace, here it is, you go down, you have like 5 per week to purchase orange for 680. Now rare orange is more valuable, but this is a worst case valuation, so 3,400. If you want to value 9,000 differently, then deduct the amount. I cannot satisfy everyone's value system. So the minimum value is the following. You get 12,400 for these rewards, plus 680 for the purchase, plus 250 for the purchase, plus 6 times 60 for this purchase, which is 360. Actually, this is 6 times 60, sorry about that. So you get 13,690. And if I divide this by 15, then the real value is a bit different than what was calculated, just a bit. So divided by 15, 912. Okay. 912. This assuming that you value an artifact like 9,000. That's the idea. And regarding this, that's like 152 diamonds per unit for these 120 and these battle scar and everything else. It's horrible. This is like a horrible purchase. So I can quote Alonso back in the days who said it's a joke, joke, you know, when Palmer overtook him. Now, overtook him off the track. That's why. So this is a horrible thing, a horrible purchase. Let's now see the rewards. That's the last thing. So now you understand that victory is 50%, loss is 1 out of 6, and the tie is distributed like this. And out of this, you get something like a 0.5% chance, 1 out of 200 to get the legendary hero armor. That's the name of the game. And if you win, you still win something. So this is cost like 100 each, so 500. This costs like 1,000. We could make a weighted average based on utility, but it's also subjective, because how much do you need these? If you don't, then you value it 0. Well, I would not value an Eternity Adamant 0, but how much would you value this? Also, in what other events you can get them for free, for cheaper, and so on. I will give you an example valuation. Okay, so Eternity Adamants. Let me make this 125 so that we see the right hand side. So 5 Eternity Adamants, it's like, I give you like a 250 valuation times 21, plus 500 valuation, so I value like 50 each, times 6. 4 treasure hunt permits, I'm not gonna give more to it than 90, so 360 times 16. Plus, I will really frugal with this, 0. All these tokens, well, it's actually not 0 because it's the price of a universal hero token. So I could say that 133, that's fine. Times 24 plus, actually 2 times, so 266. 267, let's put it this way. Star Souls, I have no idea, I'm not giving money on Star Souls, I have enough. This one is tough. This is tough to value. It's really difficult, but I would give it at least 1,000 diamonds. You could argue that, let's say a red emblem is like 5,000, and then it's like 1,667. But I'll give it 1,000. It's subjective. I still need a lot of red holy emblems. And meteorites is 300 each. Maybe I'll discount it to 200. I don't know. Times 13. So this is the amount, and we divide it by the number of ties. No, number of victories, which is 109. So this divided by 109, then you get this. So 330 diamonds per purchase, and this is for a victory. So 330 for the victory, plus for the tie, or no, for the loss. For the loss, it's 0.66667 times, what was the loss value? It's 0. So then we'll need to see the tie. The tie is gonna be 26.7% times, I think it's like 60, because remember you get Astros Silver or you get Gemcaster, which is valued at 0. So this is the value, and you got the surprise that is a bit difficult to calculate. So 0.06667 times, and I have no idea how to value this. So this is like extreme 9,000, this is like really low 1,667, and this is like 900. So it's safe to say that let's say I put it at 1,000. Then the value is 247. 247, and the purchase is 240. So assuming that you make progress elsewhere as well, and you get a chance of multiplying these resources elsewhere, for example, let's say Vidomina, and that this is a kind of a pessimistic valuation, it could be worth it. But remember that if I value this like at 2,000 a piece, then instead of 247 it's 314. So essentially it depends on the valuation of the last piece, because without the last piece, the name of the game is the following: you put in 210 to 240, you get back 181 value, so you effectively burn up to 60 diamonds depending on which packet you purchase, in exchange for a chance to get something great. And then you recoup that loss with this one, the surprise values. So you recoup that loss. Now, how much do you need to recoup in this case? So altogether we got, let's say if you only purchase the tenner tickets, it's like 30 tickets. So 3 times 200, this is like 6,300. And this means that out of 30, you're gonna get 2 special events. So that's what you're gonna recoup. This is the amount that you would need to recoup, 1,575, because 180 of the purchase value is gonna be valuable and the rest is gonna be not valuable, right? So this is what you need to recoup. And out of the 2 events, if you just get 1 diamond pack out of this one, you get it back, or if you get like 2 of these, you get it back as well. Absolute worst case, and you're expected to get 2. So worst case, you break close to break even with getting some things that you may not need for your account. Because if you get all like Star Souls, Treasure Hunt permits, and Eternity Adamants that you don't need at the moment, and meteorites that you don't need that much anymore either, in that case you may be in a small trouble, because you spent a lot of diamonds on things that you don't need, and the chance, that 0.5% chance, didn't manifest. That's the tough part. And the rest you can conclude yourself.